Good morning, class 7 students, and welcome to another online life science class where I'll show you the different diagrams of excretory system. So, human excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. See the diagram. These are pair of kidneys. Next one, these two tubes are pair of ureters, and this is urinary bladder, and this is urethra. Now see, other things are there, that is, this is right kidney, this is left kidney. This one, blue one is renal vein, and the red one is renal artery. You know that vein generally carries deoxygenated blood. That means impure blood. That's why color is blue. And you know that artery generally carries oxygenated blood or pure blood. That's why this color is red. This is vena cava. This is dorsal aorta. And that is urethral sphincter muscle. Now the first part of excretory system is kidney. Parts of kidney. First one, renal cortex. This is the outer portion of the kidney, that is called renal cortex. Next one, renal medulla, inner portion of the kidney. Number 3, renal pelvis. This one and that one. This tube-like structure. Number 4, hilum. This one is hilum. Hilum is a junction between kidney and renal artery and vein. Here are the major calyces. These are the major calyces, that is pyramidal in shape, and these are minor calyces. These are also pyramidal in shape. And this blue color is renal vein and the red color is renal artery, because they are carrying deoxygenated and oxygenated blood respectively. So you can say each kidney is internally divided into two parts, an outer dark cortex and an inner lighter medulla. A wide funnel-shaped cavity is present at the concave side of the kidneys. This cavity, called the renal pelvis, it is the point where the kidney opens into tubes called the ureters. Actually, kidneys are a pair of bean-shaped, reddish-brown structures. See, it is looking like bean-shaped, reddish-brown structures located just above the waist, one on each side of the backbone. The right kidney is positioned slightly lower than the left one. Next part of excretory system is ureters. The ureters are tubes made of smooth muscle that propel urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. In the human adult, the ureters are usually 25 to 30 centimeter, that is 10 to 12 inch long, and around 3 to 4 millimeter, that is 0.12 to 0.16 inch in diameter. See the diagram, these are the two kidneys. Okay, one is ventral side and another one is dorsal side of the kidneys has been shown. After that, see, this is the tube that is called ureter. You can see that urine is forming like this in kidneys and it is coming through the ureter to the next part of the excretory system, and that is urinary bladder. We are going to discuss this. So these two are ureter, that is tube-like structure, and actually that connects kidney to the urinary bladder in human excretory system, and function of these two ureter is to carry urine. Next part of excretory system, two parts rather. One is urinary bladder and another one is urethra. The urinary bladder is a muscular sac in the pelvis just above and behind the pubic bone. This is urinary bladder. This is actually female excretory system and that is male excretory system. So for them, this is urinary bladder. Both are same in that case. But why I have given the two diagrams, I am telling you. So actually, the urinary bladder stores urine temporarily and removes it later through a short tube called the urethra. So this is urethra and this is urethra in this diagram. But you just see the diagram. In case of male excretory system, prostate gland is there, which is absent in female excretory system. So this is the basic difference between these two excretory system. Okay, basic difference I told. There are lots of the other differences also, but this is not in your syllabus, so that's why I'm showing you. Prostate gland is present in case of male excretory system, but it is absent in case of female excretory system. Now urethra. The urethra is a thin fibromuscular tube. That means fiber is also present as muscle is also present. So fibromuscular tube that begins at the lower opening of the bladder. So this is urethra for female and this is urethra for male. Now sphincter muscles present in the urethra control the opening and regulate the flow of urine. These muscles relax to release urine out of the body. The process of expulsion of urine to the exterior is called urination or micturition. Now, we are talking about some disease of human excretory system. First disease is urinary tract infection or UTI. This is a very common known disease, well-known disease rather. It's a very common disease. A urinary tract infection is an infection in any part of your urinary system, your kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. Most infections involve the lower urinary tract, the bladder, and the urethra. Women are at greater risk of developing a UTI than are men. See the diagram. This is ureter. Infection may happen over there. This is red color is infection. Or else infection may happen in case of male, female both. Urinary bladder also. This is red color. This is also infection. Infection means what? Infection means bacteria. This is generally E. coli bacteria. So the cause of the occurrence of UTI is the bacterium E. coli, which inhabits the digestive system. It sometimes passes from the anus to the urinary tract. Urinary tract infection causes pain in the pelvic region, burning sensation during urination, strong odor in urine, and increased urgency to urinate. If persistent or left untreated, it may even damage the organs of the urinary system. So basically, personal hygiene is the best preventive measure for UTI. Drink sufficient water all the time. Now, next disease that we are talking about, that is kidney stone. Kidney stones form when your urine contains more crystal forming substances such as calcium oxalate and uric acid. Then the fluid in your urine can dilute. See the diagram. Here stone is present like this. So this type of stone happens or forms rather within the kidney. This is mainly the pyramidical portion, that is calyx portion of the kidney. Okay. So at the same time, your urine may lack substances that prevent crystals from sticking together, creating an ideal environment for kidney stones to form. See, kidney stones are coming to the bladder. Through the ureters, it will come to the bladder. So very small stones may pass through the ureters, causing little or no pain. However, when bigger stones block the ureters, obstructing the path of urine, it causes severe pain at the sides of the abdomen. Such complications may require surgical removal of stones. Generally, nowadays, laparoscopy has been used for this. Drinking sufficient water is recommended to avoid the development of kidney stones. Limiting the intake of salt, oxalate-rich food, and animal protein may also help to prevent kidney stone formation. The next disease regarding this is kidney failure. Kidney failure is when kidneys don't work as well as they should. The term kidney failure covers a lot of problems. These problems can result in kidney failure. You first see the diagram. This is a normal kidney. Half portion ventral portion and half portion dorsal portion has been shown. And this is diseased kidney. That means kidney failure. This type of thing happens in the kidney that time. Okay. So there are two primary treatment options available for kidney failure. One is dialysis and another one is kidney transplantation. So first treatment is dialysis. Dialysis is a treatment that filters and purifies the blood using a machine. This helps keep your fluids and electrolytes in balance when the kidneys can't do their job. So this is a diagram of dialysis. How dialysis happen, it has been shown here. See, actually from our wrist, artery and vein has been found and then it is connected to the whole system. Next treatment is kidney transplantation. Kidney transplantation or renal transplantation is the organ transplant of a kidney into a patient with end-stage kidney disease. Kidney transplantation is typically classified as deceased donor, that is formerly known as cadaveric, or living donor transplantation depending on the source of the donor organ. So see, this is kidney transplant. Actually, this is donor functioning kidneys. Two kidneys were there, but he or she is donating one kidney. This kidney, and then this kidney has been transplanted to the receiver body. Receiver non-functioning kidneys. So maybe one kidney is not functioning and that is this. So this kidney has been transplanted over there. Okay. One more thing, before the kidney transplantation, the blood test is necessary of the donor one. Now in this slide, I'll describe you the process of excretion. Process of excretion actually includes the structure of nephron. Each nephron is composed of, first one is renal capsule or corpuscle you can say, that is glomerulus within a Bowman's capsule. See this red colored membrane-like structure, that is glomerulus capsule. Within this, it is situated within the Bowman's capsule. Actually, Bowman's capsule is the covering of this glomerulus. Glomerulus is a, you can say, reticulum. It's a reticulum. Next one is proximal tubule, convoluted and straight components. See in the diagram, that is proximal convoluted tubule, nearest one. And this one is distal convoluted tubule. But in between this, intermediate tubule, loop of Henle, is situated. That is this one, this loop of Henle. Henle was a scientist. And the last one is connecting tubule and collecting ducts. This is connecting tubules and this is collecting duct. So one more time I am showing you. This is glomerulus. This is Bowman's capsule. This one is proximal convoluted tubule. This one is distal convoluted tubule. This is the loop of Henle. And this is collecting ducts and connecting tubules. So these are the parts of nephron. Thank you students. Draw all the diagrams in your life science exercise book. For any subject related doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. Even you need to send your life science assignments in this given email ID. We also welcome your responses by way of your views and feedback on the PPTs or videos at feedback.stmichaelsacademy@gmail.com.